June evening, just before 8 o'clock, although a bright sun, low in the west, still shone through the trees. A little girl was driving home her cow, a slow-moving, annoying creature, but also a good companion among the shadowy trees. Their way home was deep in the woods, but their feet knew the path very well, so the darkness did not matter. It often took a long time to find the cow before Sylvia could bring her home. The cow seemed to enjoy hiding among the bushes. She wore a loud bell around her neck, but the clever creature had discovered that the bell did not ring if she stood very still. Luckily, the cow gave good milk, and lots of it, so her owners did not mind about her hiding. And Sylvia had all the time in the world, and very little to do in that time except chase the cow. The cow had now decided she wanted to go home, and stepped along the path more quickly. Sylvia wondered what her grandmother would say, because they were very late. It was a long time since she had left home at 5:30. But Mrs. Tilley had chased the cow herself on many summer evenings and knew how difficult the old cow could be. She also knew that Sylvia loved being outside in the woods and fields. It was a great change for a little girl who had lived for 8 years in a crowded, noisy town full of factories. Old Mrs. Tilley had chosen Sylvia from her daughter's house full of children to come and live with her at the farm. Sylvia was afraid of people, her mother said. But Mrs. Tilley just laughed. I guess she won't be troubled much with people up at the old place. So the old grandmother took Sylvia away. And when at last they reached the door of the lonely farmhouse, and the cat came to walk around their legs, purring loudly, Sylvia whispered that this was a beautiful place to live in, and she would never wish to go home. That was a year ago, and now the girl and the cow followed the shadowy path through the woods. The cow stopped to drink in a little river, and Sylvia stood still and waited, letting her feet cool themselves in the shallow water. Up above her, in the great branches of the tall trees, the leaves moved gently in a little wind, and the birds were singing, preparing for the night. Sylvia herself felt sleepy, but it was not far to the house now, and the air was soft and sweet. She felt that she belonged in this quiet world of gray shadows and moving leaves, and her life in the noisy town seemed far away. Suddenly, the little woods girl heard a clear whistle not far away. Not a bird's whistle, which is a friendly sound, but a boy's whistle, loud and strong and full of fight. Frightened, Sylvia tried to hide behind some bushes, but she was just too late. The enemy had discovered her and called out in a friendly voice, "Hello, little girl. How far is it to the road?" "A good long way," answered Sylvia in a frightened little whisper. She was not brave enough to look at the tall young man who carried a gun over his shoulder, but she came out from behind her bush and again followed the cow. The young man walked along beside her. "I have been hunting for some birds," the stranger said, "and I have lost my way and need a friend very much. Don't be afraid," he added gently, "Speak up and tell me what your name is. And do you think I can spend the night at your house and go out hunting early in the morning?" Sylvia was more frightened than ever. What would her grandmother say about this? She did not know what to do and looked down at the ground. In the end, she managed to whisper, "Sylvie," when the young man again asked her name. Mrs. Tilly was at the door when the three companions arrived. The cow gave a loud moo to explain matters. "Yes, you ought to be sorry," Mrs. Tilly said to the cow. "Where was she hiding herself this time, Sylvie?" But Sylvia kept silent, not knowing how to explain the stranger. The young man put his gun by the door and dropped his hunting bag next to it. He said good evening to Mrs. Tilly, told his story, and asked for a night's rest at the farm. "Put me anywhere you like," he said. "I must be off early in the morning, before day. But I am very hungry indeed. You can give me some milk, that's clear." "Oh, yes, we can give you milk," said Mrs. Tilly. "And you're welcome to what we've got. I'll milk the cow right now, and you make yourself at home. There's plenty of comfortable places to sleep round the farm," she added kindly. "Now step round and put out a plate for the gentleman, Sylvie." Sylvia disappeared at once, pleased to have something to do, and she was hungry herself. The young man was surprised to find this clean and comfortable little house in the New England wilderness. He had stayed in very different kinds of homes where the chickens lived in the same room as the family. He listened with interest to the old woman talking. He watched Sylvia's pale face and shining gray eyes, and he said it was the best supper that he had eaten in a month. Afterward, the new friends sat in the doorway together while the moon